Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 702nd Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. And what a battle I've got for you to watch today. Really exciting, fast moving, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Lando. Now Lando's got 12 infantry, 3 archers and 5 cavalry. Okay, 12 infantry, 3 archers and 5 cavalry. Okay, this is a tried and tested Lando army. He usually brings serious cavalry. Let's have that. Yep, he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. So I think that's a pretty good balanced army there, and it'll be interesting to see how well he does with it during the course of the battle. Okay, our next teammate is myself. Spartan Commander's got his very old Roman army of 13 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, 13 infantry and 6 cavalry for me. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Canary Kurwa. Now Canary has got 11 pikes, 3 archers, 1 chariot and 5 cavalry. Okay, I haven't seen him use Seleucid before, so this might be an experimental army. If you notice, he's just got 7 upgrades on his pikes, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his silver shield pikeman. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and he has got 7 upgrades on his cavalry, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. Remember, we call these guys the tanks of the ancient world because they're armoured from head to toe, and used properly they can be battle winning troops. So it'll be interesting to see how well Canary used them during the course of the battle. And of course he's bought 1 chariot unit. Now just draw your attention here, can you see he's just got 1 upgrade on that chariot unit there. So that's interesting. Now remember, these chariots got a big attacking specification. They've got a big morale sapping bonus as well. But of course, if they run amok, they kill both friend and foe alike, and they become menace to both friend and foe alike. So they really are a double-edged sword if you decide to bring them. Okay, so that's Canary Kurwa's Seleucid army. And our last teammate here has got a very, very unusual army. He's got a Macedon army, but look closely and you'll see no archers, no cavalry, but 20 units of royal pikemen. Now those of you that like statistics might like to know that that equates to 2,420 men. So those 121 man units equate to 2,420 men. Okay, he's got no archers, he's got no cavalry, but he's decided to bring 20 royal pikemen. Let's have a look at the upgrade 6, and of course those long pikes there, the enemy troops are going to have to fight down 20 units of royal pikemen long pikes there. I think they've got gold shield, gold attack on as their upgrades there. But as I say, that is a massive pike army there, but with no archers or cavalry, could that be a bit susceptible to missile damage? So we got Lando with Rome, you've got myself with Rome, you've got Canary Kurwa with the Seleucids, and you've got Madking with his 20 unit Macedonian army there. So there you are, there's our team. It should be a cracking battle for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have the host of this battle, a Brotherhood member Crypto. Now Crypto has got what I call a back to front army, and what I mean by that is he's got 12 Cretan archers and just 8 Spartans. Count them up there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he got 8. So usually most people bring 12 Spartans and 8 Cretan archers, but as I say, he's got a back to front army here. He's decided to bring 12 Cretan archers and just 8 Spartans. If imagine the firepower that 12 Cretan archers have got. Now we've seen the R team, okay, why do you think he's bought so many archers? Okay, well of course the reason is because he knows he's facing Macedon, and he knows those 120 man units are extremely susceptible to missile damage. So if he's got 12 Cretan archers, imagine the casualties he could cause to those big 121 man units. Notice his forward archer units there are in open order because he was expecting to be fighting enemy archers there. He was expecting to fight Macedonian archers, so he's got his units in open order there because of course they suffer less damage from enemy missiles if they're in open order. And you notice that he's got his rear line of archers there in close tight formation for more impact and more damage, because probably he was thinking the enemy archers would be concentrating on his front row and not on his rear row there. So as I say, 12 archers, 8 Spartans in that army. Okay, the next teammate is Brotherhood member Pompey. Now Pompey has got 4 archers, 10 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, 4 archers, 10 infantry, 6 cavalry. He usually brings serious cavalry, and there you go. 8 upgrades on his cavalry, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. Okay, so that's a pretty solid Pompey army there. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Spearman. Now Spearman's got 11 urban cohorts, 3 triarii, okay, and 5 cavalry. Okay, that's the army that Spearman's got. If we have a closer look there at his army, you'll see that most of his army has just got 6 upgrades, gold shield, gold attack, and there is the triarii unit there. Now you don't see this unit on a 31k battlefield very much because, to be honest with you, they're not that strong. They are supposed to be the Roman anti-cavalry units, but I've seen these units fully upgraded get hit by enemy cavalry head on and they rout. So that's why you don't see the triarii used much on a 31k battlefield, because they're kind of just not up to what it says on paper about them, if you see what I mean. So it'll be interesting to see how he uses the triarii during the course of the battle. And there you are, he's got his 5 cavalry with 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. As we've talked about this cavalry formation before, years and years ago, you used to see a lot of people doing this with their cavalry formation at the beginning of a battle. But I think Spearman now is the only man on Rome Total War that actually uses that old-fashioned battle formation there at the beginning of a battle. And their last teammate is Brotherhood member Stevelongshanks. Now Stevelongshanks has got 10 infantry, 4 archers and 5 cavalry. Okay, and if you have a look at the upgrades on his infantry, you'll see that all his infantry have got gold shield, gold attack on, and an experience stripe. Remember, we've been talking about experience stripe on infantry for many years in our battle videos. They really do make a difference. And there he's also got an eagle unit there as well. So he's got eagle unit for extra morale, plus he's got his infantry general there as well. So he's got 2 lots of morale going on with his infantry. So that's pretty good. And as I say, all his infantry except for that eagle unit has got gold shield, gold attack and a stripe. And his cavalry there have got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So all this team has bought serious cavalry there. I think they've all got 8 upgrades on their cavalry, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So we're up against Greek cities with Crypto, Brutii with Pompey, Julii with Spearman, and Brutii with Stevelongshanks. Should be a great one for you to watch. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have an archer count, because make no mistake, this is going to make a real difference to the battle. Okay, so we know that Crypto's got 12 elite Cretan archers. Okay, and then Pompey's got elite archer auxiliary archers there, and he's got 4. So that's 16 archers so far. We know Spearman didn't have any archers. Okay, so 16 elite archers so far. And then Steve's got another 4 archers there. Once again, elite archer auxiliaries there. So they actually have got 20 archer units altogether. Okay, so the enemy team have got 20 archer, all elite long range archers that can do a lot of damage. Now let's have a look at our team's archers, see how many we've got. So they've got 20. Okay, you can see here that Lando's got 3 there. Okay, so you've got 3 archers there. I haven't got any archers in my army. Okay, no archers for me. Let's have a look at our Seleucid ally. He's got 3 archers, but remember, those Seleucid archers are only medium range. They're pretty poor archers in general. They haven't got very good defense. And of course, Madking's only got 20, 121 man units, no archers. So we've actually got 6 archers against 20. Okay, now you think about that, 20 elite archers against R6, and remember that those 20 elite archers will be targeting our 121 man units. Okay, remember that. That's why they've got so many archers here, because they knew they were up against Macedon 121 man units and Seleucid 121 man units. All the 121 man units are really susceptible to any kind of missile damage. Okay, and I mean really susceptible to them. So the enemy have got a good chance here of getting massive kills with their 20 archer units against R6. Should be interesting to see. Okay, right at the very start of the battle here, you can see Crypto running his 12 archers and 8 Spartans forward here towards our Macedonian ally. Okay, now he knows that his archers could decimate those 121 man units of Macedon. And also here you'll see that Pompey is moving his archers forward as well. Now he may well be targeting the mid-range Seleucid archers there, but also he would probably like to target our Macedonian ally as well. As I say, remember those 121 man units are extremely susceptible to archer fire. Now, if you were Mad King at this stage of the battle, seeing all those archers coming towards you, what would you do? Would you put your army in open order? Maybe, and then think, oh my gosh, and run your army as fast as you can up towards your allies. Is that what you might do? Put your army in open order to suffer less casualties from archers? Or, at this stage of the battle, would you decide to attack? Would you decide that attack was better than moving away from all those archers? What do you think you would do if you were Mad King? As I say, put your troops in open order to avoid less damage and run up to your allies, or would you attack as is there? Which do you think you would do if you were Mad King? It'd be interesting to see what he decides to do here, with 12 elite archers moving towards him and 8 Spartans there. You can see them. I think Crypto's expecting Mad King to run, but there you are. Mad King's decided he's not going to run, he's going to attack with his 2,420 troops. Okay, so don't forget that. He's got 2,420 troops, and he has now decided to attack Crypto's army there. Okay, just look at the weight of numbers of that massive Macedonian army heading towards Crypto there. Okay, now of course Crypto's archers are on skirmish mode, so they're going to run. A lot of them's going to run away from those Macedonians, but once they've got far enough away where they feel safe, they will just turn and start shooting their arrows at him. But of course, there you are. He's decided he's not going to run. He's not going to team up with his teammates. He's going to attack. Right, let's pause the game for a second here. I thought you might find this quite interesting here, to see all those archers attacking him from different directions. Now you can see as they move now, they're going to shoot straight at him from all different angles, causing him a lot of casualties there, even though he's attacking. And if you notice here, you'll see our ally there, Canary, bringing over his cavalry. Notice he's got them in normal formation there for more speed. He hasn't got them in wedge formation there, and he's probably looking to target the enemy archers there. If you notice, we're now all moving over to the right. As I say, you can see Canary moving all his army over to the right here to support Mad King, and you'll see myself and Lando, both of us moving over from the left flank and left centre there, all moving over to the right to try and help Mad King there as he's decided to attack. Let's now take my cavalry forward there, obviously, to try and take out some of the enemy archers if I can. Okay, but over here, as I say, you can see say 12 elite Cretan archers there, with the potential of shooting a heck of a lot of Macedonian pikemen there. Okay, so here you can see Mad King out and out attack here with those Macedonian pikemen as he charges in there. And I think Crypto might be do the best thing in retreat. But here's something I thought you might find interesting. Can you see that Crypto's elite Spartans, if you look at the writing, can you see distraught over a number of enemy troops there? Okay, they're distraught by the number of enemy troops there, and that's Spartans with their great specifications and great morale, but they're just completely distraught by the number of the enemy that's coming towards them. Well, don't forget, mind, that's 2,420 heavy pikemen bearing down on them. Okay, so you can understand them being distraught by enemy numbers, can't you, there, by seeing all these Macedonian pikemen coming towards them there. Okay, so that is a massive Macedonian army, and as I say, the Spartans are distraught, which means their morale will be less, and if they're hit hard, they could well rout. But don't forget these Cretan archers there, now they've moved out of danger, look, can now concentrate their fire onto our Macedonian ally. And make no mistake here, our Macedonian ally is probably going to lose loads of troops there from the archer fire that he's going to take from the enemy archers there. Okay, there he's going to up spears, let to run forward again. Obviously, you know, he doesn't want to stand around to let himself get shot to pieces. He wants to attack the enemy there, try and cause as many casualties as he can. So once again, he's going for that Spartan line. You can see Crypto set his Spartans out in a line there. But as I say, these elite Cretan archers there will really be taking a toll on those Macedonian pikemen there. Make no mistake about that. But you can see, look at the aggression that Mad King's showing there with that Macedonian army. Now this is great news for us. You can see there that we've now, I think we've just killed the Greek city's general. So I think that's obviously good news for us. Takes away the morale bonus. There you are. Up. The Greek city's general got caught up with all those Macedonians, and he paid the price there and lost his general. So that's, you know, that's good news for us, because that, as I say, takes a morale bonus away from the Spartans on that flank. Now over here you can see Canary's cavalry has almost got to those Cretan archers there. We've got to try, for Mad King's sake, to take out as many of those archers as we can. You can see my SPQR cavalry coming over here as well. As I say, we'll be looking to try and as I say, take out as many of those enemy Cretan archers as we can. You can see, as I say, all our team now is moving over to this right flank to try and support Mad King, who's aggressively attacking there, as you can see on that right flank. Very, very aggressive there. But as I say, just look at all those archers shooting into him there. Make no mistake, he is going to lose a lot of his pikemen there due to archer damage. And you can see Pompey has turned his Brutii army there to face Mad King's Macedonians as well, because, as I say, Crypto only had 8 Spartans, and that's not a lot of infantry to put up against all those Macedonian pikemen. But here you can see Macedonian pikemen starting to rout. Over here you can see that Spearman's charged his Julii cavalry into Canary's cataphracts there, but you can see Canary bringing his pike units over as well. So the best thing for Spearman to do is pull his Julii cavalry out of the fray there. Okay, now poor old Mad King here, now he's facing several directions. Enemies coming in from several directions here. He's got some of his pikemen facing Pompey's Brutii army there. Okay, you can see that. But here you can see that he's facing some of his pikemen against Spartans, and he's got Spartans coming in behind him as well. So Mad King's got to turn his pikemen in all different directions here to face the threats coming in from him. Make no mistake there, Pompey will be throwing a lot of pilers into those Macedonian units. As I say, don't forget those big 121 man units are extremely susceptible to any kind of missile damage, so those pilers will be doing a lot of damage to them as well. But as I say, you can see that Canary Kurwa's got his Seleucid pikemen over there as well now to help Mad King's pikemen. Here you can see a group of Spartans there now. I was thinking here, if we smashed into the rear of those Spartans there, Canary going in there, look, and bang, as he smashed it in there. Hammer and anvil attack. Mad King's pikes being the anvil, and the cavalry being the hammer there as he charges in. And you can see there that my cavalry, I'm chasing down a lot of the enemy archers there, trying to help our pike allies there by taking out as many archers as I can. Right, let's pause the game for a second here. So as I say, that was a nice hit there from Canary into the back of those Spartan units there. But you can see I've got my SPQR cavalry trying to chase down and take out as many of the archers as I can, as I say, to try and help my pike allies there from less archer damage if we can take them out. But I can see that enemy Brutii cavalry moving over towards me there, and I know that the enemy cavalry are better upgraded than mine, so I'll probably pull my cavalry back. But as I say, here you can see Canary has moved his Seleucid pikemen forward there to help Mad King's pikes. And as I say, you can see both Lando and myself have ran over from the left flank and left centre there to try and get over to this right flank to help Mad King. Okay, so there's a lot going on at the moment here, and as I say, if we can take out those Spartans, then that would be a good deal for us, kind of thing there. Although our Macedonian ally, we know, has lost a heck of a lot of his pikemen from the archer fire that he's still taking now. But as I say, if we can take those Spartans out, then that would be pretty good for us. Right, if you notice there, I'm moving my SPQR cavalry away from the enemy cavalry there. As I say, the enemy cavalry, remember, very well upgraded. They've all got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. And here, as I say, you can see Mad King attacking that, I think, is that last Spartan unit there that's over this side. and he could well be routed there. Those couple of units there could well be routed by those Macedonians, which would be good news for us. As say, Canary may well charge his cavalry in there. And this is a funny thing. I thought here, there you are, those two Spartan units have routed. Here you can see Canary charging his cavalry forward. I thought he was suiciding that unit, charging it into the Brutii cavalry there, but then he decided to pull back. I think he was just chasing that archer unit there, making sure it wasn't going to rally. But as I say, it looked like he was going to suicide that unit as it was charging into Pompey's cavalry. Right, so here you can see Crypto has just got 2 Spartan units left now. That's all he's got left. We managed to take out the other 6. Remember, he only had 8 Spartans. But as I say, his Cretan archers there will be taking a toll of our Macedonian, probably Seleucid ally there with their 120 man units. Now just look at all these archers here, all these elite archers there in behind their infantry, just shooting volley after volley of arrows into our Macedonian ally at the moment, but my guess is they will start targeting our Seleucid ally as soon as he gets into range. Okay, so as I say, we've managed to get over here now to help Madking against all these enemy troops. Okay, but what I would like to draw your attention to is, can you see Lando's SPQR army at the top there? Can you see that to me he's looking a little bit isolated. Here you can see Madking is sorting out his units there, and you can see I'm moving my troops forward. Now bearing in mind I've just ran all the way over from the left centre here, and can you see my troops are tired there? Because I've just run all the way over from that other flank. I could do with a rest really to rest my troops, but I'm not sure I'm going to get a chance to do that. But as I say, I've just ran all the way over from the left centre, all the way around on a wide arc there to get there. And as I say, all my troops are tired. Remember, tired, very tired and exhausted, your battle proficiency starts to lower and your morale starts to lower as well. So fighting with tired troops is not the ideal thing to do here. But over here, I'd just like to draw your attention, as I said earlier, notice Lando here is looking a little bit isolated. Can you see there, Canary is actually moving over towards his allies there, moving away from Lando. Okay, and Lando to me looks a little bit isolated. Now, make no mistake, I'm guessing that the enemy team has spotted this. Okay, now you imagine here that if Steve's Brutii troops and Spearman's infantry charge into Lando, okay, then that could be pretty bad for him, because then I think all their cavalry would also be involved. And as I say, remember, their cavalry have got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack, and they could well come over there and smash into Lando as well. So Lando to me is looking very isolated, and I reckon that the enemy team has spotted that as well. Okay, so over here, as I say, you can see Madking here trying to organise his Macedonians. See, at one stage I wondered if he was getting that expanding glitch. I don't know what you guys think. Did that look like his units were starting to get that expanding glitch and then pull back together? I wasn't quite sure there, but the way they're spreading out there does look a little bit like that expanding glitch, doesn't it? Just a little bit, do you think? And then they pull back in together. I don't know what you guys thought there. I thought it might just been a little bit of a glitch there. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. Okay, so, as I say, look how far Lando is away from his allies there. Okay, he's kind of self-isolated himself there, look. And don't make no mistake, the enemy team would have spotted that, and he's such a long way away from his allies, we're not going to be able to get over to him, I don't think, if they decide to attack. And look at that massive force that could smash into his SPQR troops there before we could even get anywhere near him. There, can you see? And let's say the archers here, the enemy archers still shooting into our Macedonian ally there. You can see they're targeting our Macedonian ally there. Poor old Madking is going to suffer loads and loads of casualties from archer damage here. But as I say, the main problem for us here, I think, is Lando being a bit isolated here. Lando's actually attacking. They're almost like asking to be attacked there, isn't he? Can you see as he runs in there, the enemy are going to attack him there because he's getting so close to them and he's so far away from his allies there. And as I say, make no mistake, we're up against a really good team here, and they will see that, and that will be like an open target to them, I think. Let's just pause the game for a second here. So, you've got all of the Brutii army and Julii army infantry moving in on him there. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if the enemy took their cavalry out to the flank, okay, over here, I reckon they're going to take their cavalry over here, charge their infantry in to pin and hold Lando's infantry. Okay, they'll pin and hold Lando's infantry with their cavalry possibly out of this flank, and then they'll smash in with their cavalry on the flank and roll him up with their cavalry. I don't know what you guys think there, but I think Lando's in a very, very serious situation there from our point of view, and it wouldn't surprise me if Pompey with his infantry used that army as a blocking force. You know what I mean? They'll just bring his infantry over and block us from getting over to try and help Lando. So keep an eye out for Pompey's infantry there. As I say, he could well use his infantry as a blocking force while the rest of his allies attack Lando here. Be interesting to see. You can see we're running over now to try and help Lando. Can you see we're moving over as fast as we can? But look at the pressure that Lando's under, and look at that massive cavalry on Lando's left flank. That's Julii cavalry and all their Brutii cavalry with their 8 upgrades on each of those cavalry units. Now Lando's moving back here, trying to get away from that infantry hit, but look at all that enemy cavalry moving in there. Get ready for that Brutii cavalry. It's going to hit. Look, and bang, as they smash in there, right into the flank of Lando's infantry there. Now you can see a heck of a lot of Lando's infantry starting to rout now. Looks like he's going to counter-attack with his cavalry, but Pompey wisely is moving his cavalry back out the way there. That's what Pompey does with his cavalry. He smashes in and pulls it back quickly so he doesn't suffer many casualties, but still does a lot of damage. Here you can see Steve's cavalry are still fighting Lando's SPQR infantry there, but Pompey may well charge back in with his cavalry in a minute. But you can see here, as I say, Lando's in a very serious position here. There you can see those couple of Spartan units of Cryptos. He's moving as a blocking force to stop us from getting over there. And as I say, look at Pompey's infantry there moving over this way, trying to act as a blocking force as well, stopping us from getting to help Lando. But as I say, just look at all these enemy archers here that, make no mistake here, will be shooting volley after volley of arrows into our Macedonian ally. So I'm bringing my SPQR cavalry out here as well, try and take out as many of those archers as I can to help my Macedonian ally there. But over here you'll see that I'm advancing with my SPQR infantry, but as I say, my infantry are tired here. I would have liked to have given them a rest before I threw them into the battle, but we're trying to help Lando here. So you can see I'm running my infantry over there towards Lando's army, but look at Pompey's cavalry locked and loaded. They're looking like he's ready to charge in there at any time, as you can see. And look at the pressure on Lando's infantry there from enemy infantry, both Julii and Brutii. Right, that looks like Pompey's going to charge his cavalry in there, and then he just decides not to, pulls back, lets his allies' infantry do the work first. There you can see Lando charging his SPQR cavalry in there, like a bang as he charges that in. But unfortunately there, I think Lando's general's just been taken out. Okay, you can see Lando's general's just been taken out there. Just pause the game for a second here. So there's Lando's general's been routed, so of course he's now lost the general morale bonus, and you can see most of his infantry have been routed there. It looks more cavalry coming in to smash into his cavalry. You'll see Pompey there taking his cavalry over to that flank, probably looking to maybe guard his allies' archers there from my cavalry. But you can see my SPQR infantry is charging in there. I remember that Canary asked me if I could charge in first to take the pillars from the enemy troops, and then he would bring his pikemen in behind my Roman troops there. So that's what I'm doing, charging my infantry in first, taking the pillars, making first contact with the enemy troops, and then Canary would charge in his pikemen straight after me there. So that's the tactic there. I say over here on our right flank, you'll see that my cavalry is doing quite a good job there, but just look at how small that Macedonian army is now from when it was brand new. You can just see the casualties that is taken there from the enemy archers there. So here you can see they got Canary Kurwa's cataphracts here. Now I was thinking he could charge them in, smash them into the enemy troops there if he wanted to, if he turned them now and faced and charged in there. But I think he's concentrating on moving his pikes forward there. As I say, my infantry now are throwing pillars into the enemy troops. Probably the enemy troops are throwing pillars into my troops as well there. So we're doing a pillar exchange there. And I'm guessing that Canary will move his infantry in when he's ready. But just look at all the enemy cavalry here. on our left flank. All that Julii cavalry and Brutii cavalry. Right, there you are. You can see that Canary Kurwa was charging those cataphracts into the enemy troops through our SPQR infantry, and bang! As he smashes in there, but he's been intercepted there by enemy Julii cavalry. There, you can see Lando's got some of his SPQR cavalry charging in as well. So you can see there, and you can see Pompey charging his Brutii cavalry in as well there. But say we're trying to move forward here into the enemy troops. But you can see a lot of our units now are starting to let's just pause the game for a second here. So over here, you'll see that most of Lando's infantry, if not all of them, have now been routed by the enemy troops. So that was a nice combination cavalry and infantry hit there by the enemy. And over here you'll see that Pompey is keeping these infantry back. See, most of his infantry here are warmed up and fully intact. A lot of his infantry there are warmed up, fully intact there. So that's a good tactic there, keeping your troops back, warmed up. As you can see the archers here are still shooting into us there. Now causing big casualties still to poor old Mad King's Macedonian army. I think there's going to be big kills for the enemy team here. Right, you can see I'm still advancing with my SPQR army, and Canary Kurwa with his Seleucid pikemen coming in there as well. But what I don't like is to see all that enemy cavalry possibly coming round our flank there. Plus you've got Julii infantry. As a nice move by Spearman, look, getting his infantry there in behind us. You can see Pompey bringing his cavalry over, always looking to smash into the back of our troops. So right, can you see these two? You can see these two Seleucid cavalry units, including the general, being hit by Pompey's cavalry. I think Canary must have been concentrating on his pikemen there and forgot about his general and the other cavalry unit there, and he just lost two of his cataphract units there, getting smashed in the rear, and he's just had his general killed as well. Now we know Seleucid morale's not very good. Losing his general there could be really bad there. But here you can see enemy infantry and cavalry now starting to come round our flank and getting in behind us there. Okay, make no mistake about that. Notice a Triarii infantry units there of Spearman. He's going to get in behind us. Plus, he's got Pompey's cavalry and Steve's cavalry going to come in behind us as well. Okay, so things not looking very good for us at this stage of the battle. Okay, here's Mad King's army there. As I say, just look at his depleted units there. Most of them depleted by archer fire there. Look at the enemy archers. I bet they just can't believe their luck of being able to shoot our Macedonian allies' pikemen to pieces, literally, with the amount of archers that they've bought. Okay, so things not looking very good there for Mad King. Remember, Macedon morale's not very good, with them losing units. Look at all the pilers being thrown into them as well from Pompey's infantry. As I said, he'd held his infantry back, and he's probably quite loaded with pilers there to do more damage to poor old Mad King's already battle depleted units. So here you can see Mad King. Look at the units. These are 121 man units reduced to these numbers, mostly by archer fire. Just look, there's one unit of 9 men there from 121 men. That's the type of damage that archers can do to these units, and they're still doing damage to them now. Still shooting in arrows into them now. So volley after volley of arrows there have caused such damage to his units. And over here you'll see with my cavalry I'm trying to chase down as many archer units as I can to try and stop arrows going into our Macedonian ally as much as I can there. But I think he suffers so many casualties, his army is close to becoming a spent force maybe. And here this is a nice move by Canary, moving his pikemen there to protect the rear of our troops there from cavalry hits there. That was a nice move there, moving his pikemen around there. Look. So there's, as I say, protecting us from cavalry hits in the rear. But as I say, you can still see my army. I'm going to move forward once again. You can see our Seleucid ally moving into the enemy troops there. And as I say, this is a nice move there by Canary there, protecting our rear with his pikemen. Okay, so that's a nice move there. You can see Pompey moving his cavalry round, always looking for a chink in the armour, always looking for a place to smash in with his cavalry there. And here, as I say, you can see we're up against good quality Brutii infantry of Steve's. Remember, Steve's infantry all got an experienced stripe on, and that eagle unit he's got there as well. But as I say, just look at Pompey's cavalry at the back of poor old Mad King's Macedonians there. Make no mistake here, Pompey will be moving his cavalry around, probably picking off individual Macedonian units as he can. Look, see, I could see him smashing into this one isolated Macedonian unit. Hammer and anvil attack there. Look, and there he goes. And bang! As he smashed in, routed that Macedonian unit on impact there in a hammer and anvil attack. And as you can see, just look at the depleted numbers of Mad King's units there. But over here you'll see that I've charged forward with my SPQR troops in a surge attack onto Steve's infantry there. Okay, just pause the game for a second. Right, so I'm rallying my cavalry. Now my cavalry is quite battle depleted, but I'm going to rally at the back of the enemy troops here, and I've got a plan for my cavalry here. Okay, so I want to rally them, lock and load them, and then charge through the rear of these Julii troops into the rear of the engaged Brutii infantry. That's what I'd like to do. Okay, so I'd like to charge my cavalry through the Julii infantry into the rear, okay, in the engaged Brutii infantry. If I can take out any generals on the way through, like that Julii general or Brutii general, all the better. But that's the tactic. I'm going to surge forward with my infantry to hold and pin the enemy infantry, and then smash through with my cavalry. That's what I'm going to try and do anyway. But remember, my cavalry is tired and battle depleted, so I might not quite have the numbers to do that, but that's the plan. Anyway, so you can see my infantry really surging forward there into the enemy Brutii troops. This is a nice Brutii cavalry hit here by Steve. Look, bang! And if you notice there, Canary had put his pikes up just at the wrong time there as he got hit by that cavalry, and that pike unit has now been routed. Right, but here comes my SPQR cavalry. Okay, see the trajectory of that cavalry coming through, trying to come through that Julii infantry into the engaged Brutii infantry. Bang! As they smash in there. You'll see that also Lando's got his cavalry there as well. See my cavalry charging through there. I'm trying to get through to that engaged Brutii infantry. Here's a nice hit by Lando's cavalry, and bang! Great news for us, we've taken out the Julii general there. And you can see my cavalry still moving forward into the rear of that engaged Brutii infantry there. So that was a nice combination hit by Lando and myself. Took out the Julii general. And as I say, my cavalry, I'm carrying on charging into the rear of that Brutii infantry. Remember though that Steve's infantry all had an experience stripe on, and it really helps them to hold. I think if they were just gold shield, gold attack, they may well have routed there with my cavalry smashed in. You can see Canary there moving that pike unit around the flank there. Nice move into the Brutii infantry, and you can see my SPQR infantry surging forward here. Now over here you'll see that Canary is taking a couple of his pike units over to help Mad King against the Brutii infantry, but you'll see that Pompey's got his cavalry all over the place, ready to jump in where he wants to. Okay, so that's a nice move here. And I'd just like to show you something here. Can you see Pompey's general, complete unit and fresh? Okay, so he's kept that unit back, it's fresh and it's complete. And look at these other units that he's held back in the battle as well. Look, another fresh complete unit, another fresh complete unit, and another fresh complete unit. Now make no mistake, having fresh units at this stage of the battle, when your enemy is battle depleted and tired, could be battle winning there. Okay, make no mistake about that, and that's why he's keeping those units back. He's gauging the battle at the moment, seeing he doesn't have to throw those units in yet. So he's got 4 fresh units, including his general, fully intact there, ready to throw into the battle when he's ready. Okay, and if you look at our units at this stage of the battle, you'll see that we're all tired and battle depleted. So make no mistake, those fresh units could really make a difference during the course of the battle here. And here comes a chariot charge. Now this is this chariot with 1 upgrade on that Canary is bringing into the rear of the enemy troops here. Here it comes, get ready for this, and bang! As he smashes in there. That was a nice hit by that chariot unit there. Still not taking out Steve's general though. Can you see Steve's general still there? And don't forget that experience stripe there really does help to keep your troops fighting longer. And it wouldn't surprise me if Steve moved his general out of the way there now. Okay, that's bad news for us. Looks like our Macedonian general's been killed. Right, now this chariot unit has now run amok. Can you see that Canary's chariot unit has run amok? And unfortunately, it looks like it's heading towards my SPQR troops there, and there it is. And that, no mistake, that amok chariot will be mowing down my SPQR troops. As I say, a muck chariots there are a menace to both friend and foe alike, and that would have just taken out a lot of my troops there as he went through. But the good news for us here on the left flank is between us, between Canary, myself and Lando, we've taken out all of the Julii army and all of Steve's Brutii infantry there. So that's good news for us. We've taken all the Julii infantry out and the Brutii infantry of Steve's there. And now if we move quickly, we might be able to roll up the Brutii units here from left to right. But just look at how battle depleted our units are. And my units are tired or very tired. So my battle proficiency of my units is very low, and the morale will be very low of my units there. This is a nice hit here, look, by Pompey moving his cavalry in as well. Okay. So what you'll find with Pompey in a lot of his battles, he keeps his infantry fresh for a long time, certain units, and he usually got cavalry left at the end of each battle there, which can be battle winning. We'll see if he does the same in this particular battle. But here you can see both myself with my battle depleted tired units and Canary's pikemen there moving up, trying to roll the enemy Brutii army up here from left to right. Okay, can you see us moving up there? Poor old Mad King's army, I think, is now a spent force. If you look there, I think there's only a couple of units left to pause the game. As I say, Pompey moving his cavalry around very well there. And as I say, you can see out of all the infantry that Mad King had, 2,420 troops. I think he's just got 2 battle damaged units left. That's all he's got left now. So he's lost 18 units already. And don't forget, he did start with 2,420 troops, and that's all he's got left, and he's probably going to be smashed in the rear by enemy cavalry. Myself and Canary is trying to move over towards him as fast as we can, trying to roll the enemy troops up, but this is a fresh, almost full unit that I'm attacking with my battle-depleted infantry. And as I say, my infantry look very tired, one off of exhausted, or tired there. So as I say, when your troops get tired, very tired or exhausted, their battle proficiency starts to drop really bad, and their morale starts to drop like a stone as well. So as I say, my troops haven't had a chance to rest from when I ran over from left, centre, right over to that right flank at the beginning of the battle there. So they haven't done too badly, I suppose. And here you can see Canary bringing his pikemen forward here. But look at these archers here, still shooting into us, even now at this stage of the battle. Make no mistake, they'll be targeting Canary's 120-man units there. And I think Mad King's got 1 Macedonian unit left. There you can see this cavalry of Steve charging in there, like a bang! The Steve smashes into my SPQR units there with that cavalry hit. And here, as I say, you can see here, Pompey's still got powerful cavalry left really towards the end of the battle. Now this is a good tactic that he does in 9 out of 10 of his battles. You'll find that towards the end of the battle, when an enemy army is depleted and tired, he'll still have cavalry left taking him around the battlefield, where he can win the battle then with those cavalry. Newer players to Rome Total War, it's a really good tactic. Try and keep your cavalry back. There you are, he could get in behind us with his cavalry, with some of his cavalry. He could take units around the other flank. If you've got cavalry at the end of a battle, it gives you so much flexibility and so much more of a chance of winning the battle there. As I say, all our cavalry is dead, long dead. Mine's long dead now. We've got no cavalry left basically to counter what he wants to do with his cavalry now. Look. So he could just put those cavalry wherever he wants and charge in from whatever angle he wants now with that cavalry. So as I say, newer players to Rome Total War, if you can keep your cavalry back towards the end of the battle, or make sure you've got units still left at the end of the battle, cavalry units left, that can make a real difference. As those of you that have fought against Pompey or with Pompey will know, that's one of the tactics that he uses with his cavalry. So that's a really good tactic there. My poor old army is now so battle depleted, it really is a spent force. I think I'm lucky enough to still have my general there, but really my SPQR army is a spent force there. And I think Lando's just got 2 infantry units left as well, so his is a spent force. I think Canary's pike units here are really the only thing we've got left strength wise, really. Let's just pause the game for a second here. So as I say, the enemy archers here still mercilessly shooting their arrows into us as they have been doing all game. They are still got loads of archers left. You notice they're still got arrows left, still shooting into us there. As I say, as they've been doing all game, I think there's going to be some massive kills here for a couple of the enemy team there, looking at the damage that they've done to us there. All our Macedonian allies' units have now been taken out, so he's lost 2,420 men. Our Macedonian allies lost that many men, so as I say, there's going to be some massive kills there for the enemy troops. Right, as I say, you can see us still moving forward here towards the enemy Brutii troops there. I think Pompey's infantry are the only infantry left. As I say, there's poor old Madking, the remnants of his army now leaving the battlefield. There, the remnants, as I say, of 2,420 men. That's they just all been taken out now. So as I say, here you can see Canary moving forward very aggressively. I think in what the enemy Brutii generally do, he'll just keep moving his infantry back. I don't think he'll want to take the pikes on head on. I think he'll move his infantry back there, and he'll probably move his cavalry around the battlefield to start picking off individual pike units there. As I say, there you can see him moving his Brutii infantry back there. The archers there, you'll see probably be moved to different angles there to be able to shoot into the flank or the rear of our Seleucid pike ally there. There you can see archers arrows coming in on them there. And as I say, you can see the enemy moving the infantry back, encouraging us to move forward onto them. And all the time we're being hit by arrows, look, depleting our troops there. Now look at my little SPQR army. That's all I got left there. But at least I still got the general, and I think there's a very battle depleted eagle unit in there as well. So I'll keep moving forward with my allies' pike units there, and just see if the enemy will stand their ground. But it wouldn't make sense for them really to stand their ground unless they're going to try and hold and pin us when they get their cavalry in behind us. There you are. Let's see, Steve's still got his cavalry left there. They're very battle depleted, but he's still got cavalry there. And as I say, at the end of the battle like this, if you've still got cavalry, it can make so much of a difference to the battle, if you see what I mean. And as I say, Pompey's tactics is always to have good cavalry left at the end of the battle there, just to move in and smash into the rear of tired, battle depleted units there. It's a really good tactic, and I would suggest newer players to Rome Total War may want to look at that particular tactic there. But you can see, look at the infantry left with the enemy troops. Still got good numbers of infantry left there. And as I say, my infantry now probably very tired. And you can see the cavalry, you see Steve's cavalry, still got cavalry left there. But make no mistake, as I say, the archers are still shooting into us, even at this stage of the battle. We're still losing men just by the archer fire coming in on us there. Remember, they had 20 elite archers against 6 of our archers. And don't forget, 3 of our archers were those mid-range Seleucid archers that were pretty weak. So there you are, Steve's cavalry charging in there, looking bang as he charged into that Seleucid unit there. But Canary managed to get his pikes down there. Now those units are so battle depleted, it wouldn't surprise me now a couple of them have routed if they all routed, you know, like a chain rout. There you are, let's see, can you see there, all 4 of them have now routed. That was like a chain rout because they were so tired, so battle depleted that once a couple of them had routed, it kind of chain routed the rest of them. And here where you can see Pompey now engaging us with his infantry. He's probably going to get his cavalry in behind us now. There you are, look at that cavalry hit and bang! Charged in there. Tried to hit the pike units there before he could get the pikes down. Did you notice that? Nice hit there by Pompey. And Pompey now going to get his cavalry round there. He's got, oh, as I say, look at the number of cavalry that he's got left there that he can use. Wouldn't surprise me if he smashed into my SPQR army there. If he hits my SPQR army, it could well be a mass rout of my units there. Just look, you can see how battle depleted my units in. Right, there comes that Brutii cavalry, get ready for this, and bang! But luckily, Canary's got one of his pike units, 2 of his pike units in there with my army there. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure my SPQR battle damaged army there would have mass routed there from that cavalry hit. But did you notice there how he smashed in, didn't hang around too long, pulled his cavalry back? That's what he does all battle to preserve his cavalry, hopefully towards the end of the battle for him. Now you can see units moving in from all different angles, look, all that infantry moving in from all different angles. I think if my and you can see him moving his cavalry round tactically around the battlefield, look, and I think if my SPQR army gets hit again, it is going to mass rout. That's what I think there. Look, you can see that cavalry going in there, look, and bang as it charges in there. And my general's gone, and that's it, I think. Yeah. That's all of my SPQR army has now been taken out, and you can see I think Canary's, all of Canary's armies has been taken out as well there. So well done to the other team there, played extremely well. And as I say, the cavalry tactic of Pompey, looking after your cavalry all battle, making sure you've got cavalry at the end of the battle, really can make a difference there. You can see he hasn't got loads of cavalry, but he's got enough to make a real difference at the end of the battle there. As I say, newer players to Rome Total War, you might want to make a note of that, because 9 times out of 10 he does that, and it's a very successful tactic. Okay, let's have a look at this spread out battlefield here. Over here, this is where, if you remember, Madking charged with his 2,420 pikemen there onto the Spartans there, but you can see so many dead pikemen there where they were killed by enemy archers. So that's where the battle actually kicked off. And as we move across to here, you can see this is where maybe the most intense part of the battle was here, but just by the piles of dead there. Just look at those massive piles of dead there. So you can see it's very, very intensive fighting there at this particular part of the battlefield. And as we move further along up here, you can see there's been some more intense fighting across here as well. I think in general it is an extremely spread out battlefield. If you look, wherever you look, you can see piles of dead bodies. So there was action going on all over the battlefield there. I hope I managed to get most of it anyway on film. But as I say, well done to the other team there. I thought they played really well. Good tactics there. Really well played to everybody in the game there. I thought it was a great battle to be in, win or lose. It was good. You see, it was a close defeat there. And the highest kills of the game goes to Brotherhood member Pompey. 2,020 kills. Okay, now it's unusual to get one player with 2,000 kills, but if you notice, Crypto's got 2,000 kills as well. So 2 of the winning team there have got over 2,000 kills. How unusual is that? And my guess is that most of that is probably Macedonian kills. I bet Crypto's, most of his kills are archer fire on the poor old Macedonians there. But well done to get over 2,000 kills for both Crypto and Pompey there. So well done to both of them. I thought that was really good. Really well played. So as I say, well done to Crypto. 2,003 kills with his 12 archers and 8 Spartans there. Did really well. As I say, most of his kills would have been from his archers. Well done to Pompey. 2,020 kills. Great kills there. I thought he did well. And good cavalry tactics. He plays most games there. So that was a good example. Well done to Spearman. Possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but he held really well. And well done to Steve. Great kills. And what I'd like to show you is the first, if you notice here, first, second, third kills are their team. Well done to Lando. Although he got isolated and smashed on that left flank there, I thought he got some good kills. That Spartan, old Spartan commander's Roman army there, not too bad kills. Quite pleased with that, really. Well done to Canary. He was supporting as much as he could there. So he did well, but poor old Madking, he deployed 2,421 troops, but only got 777 kills. That just goes to show what can happen when an enemy team brings 20 elite archers and they all target poor old Macedon there. So, as I say, all those troops there he deployed, but only got 777 kills. So he's probably quite disappointed by that. So just to say, really well played once again to everybody in the game. And as I say, you can see the first highest kills there, second highest kills, and third highest kills in the other team there. So I thought it would have been a better than a close defeat. I thought they'd have got an average one there with that many kills. It's Spartan Commander saying, hope you enjoyed the battle. Please give us a thumbs up if you did, and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.